والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, things have been going on far too long. And when we are talking about transitioning into a new facility, it is nothing if we are able to transition into that facility with the same mentality. So we must begin to make a shift, a mentality shift. But there has to be a few reforms set in place. A few reforms set in place that's going to protect us from our own selves. Even knowing that we are individuals victimized by the culture in which we exist. So first of all, during Ramadan, we have to implement a separation when we're eating between brothers and sisters. And brothers should be serving brothers their food.
Yes, sir.
Sisters should be serving sisters their food. And as far as mixing with each other, you can't come to Masjid Ibadallah during Ramadan and approach a sister directly and get her number directly. There's an appropriate etiquette to it. We should go through the wali, and the sisters should have a wali. So we are going to begin to identify brothers who can be that appropriate or proper wali, and not an individual, a brother with bad character as a wali trying to marry that sister, but a brother who is in tune with the interest of the sister and has her best interest at heart and his best interest on pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in our events, especially during Ramadan, there should be a separation between the brothers and sisters, no approaching the sisters directly, no approaching the brothers directly. And also congregating for classes. There should be a separation when we have our classes, separation between the brothers and the sisters. And although it may start off as this notion of really a false notion, which many of us, we're going to leave here and go mix with sisters and brothers anyway. But we have to be careful of doing what many other movements have fallen from, bringing the street culture into the masjid. We can't bring the street culture into the deen.
Yes, sir.
This is a place that we have to separate the masjid from the streets. So we can't resemble the structure of the streets. And also reform in regards to our dressing. Dressing with clothing that's more appropriate for the masjid. Dressing with clothing that doesn't show the shape of your body. We have to realize that we are in a culture that has hypersexualized the male and the female. The black body and bodies, period, are really attributed to sexual gratification. Not at the masjid. It's time to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the masjid. So no cleavage should be shown in the masjid environment. And brothers, we have to be cognizant of that. Not just the sisters, but these form-fitting clothing. Being able to wear hijab, even if we have to have hijabs and prayer outfits available for the brothers and sisters coming in order for them to perform salat in a way that's not distracting for others. And we have to really move on. We have a box right here with Imam Sadaqah. This box, until we make our transition, will act as a we-tip box. If it's something going on in the masjid, you can be anonymous and put something right in the Imam Sadaqah box, letting us know what's going on in the issues that we need to address. Because the khutbahs, they have to become more relevant and more transformational and help us really grow in this particular environment. And also, starting next month, inshallah, we're going to have women classes, something we can borrow from the FOI and the MGT. We're going to have women classes. We need sisters teaching the other generations etiquette, being respectful, being respectable individuals who don't allow men to come in and just take advantage of them. We need sisters classes. We have brothers classes that will be taught and initiated by Pops, by Papa Shaw, Naeem Shaw Sr., who has enough training for us, for all of us to really benefit from. And if we disconnect from those individuals with experience, we have disconnected. It's a tree without its roots. For the young people, we need the training from Naeem Shaw Sr., and this is important. So we'll have reforms to our security. will have reforms to our security, which again is led by Papa Shah, led by Naeem Shah Sr., who will have a security team that he trains. These are small reforms, but we have to get better. We have to be better human beings. We can't be like them. Something has to distinguish us from animals. Something has to distinguish our behavior from foul behavior. And it's a good opportunity that we all have, and that we're going to make the shift into a new facility. And no freaks are coming to that facility, but Muslims with beautiful behavior. With beautiful behavior. Let us lock that street culture out. Let us lock it out of the masjid. All of us, whatever you do with a woman, brothers, whatever you do with a sister, or whatever you do with another brother, whatever you all do, and in this environment, brothers and sisters, this crazy stuff that they put on, is also coming into the masjid. But whatever you all do in secret, just be warned and know that you involve all of us. You involve the entire community. And it's not just you, that individual, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it is you with your community, with that individual, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favor our community by changing our hearts, by purifying our hearts. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow the individuals who are in the midst of fornicating, we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow their behavior to change and allow them to eventually marry one another. Allow them to begin to consider marriage. We ask that the individuals who aren't married, we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala find them a mate and get them married. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to realize that we are tied to one another whether we like it or not. And our behavior, if we have illegal behavior outside, it affects all of us. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us good in this life and good in the hereafter. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not allow Zina to ruin our hereafter. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not allow us to be a part of the statistics of unmarried individuals, the 70% of unmarried individuals having children out of wedlock. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for those who are having sexual relations out of wedlock, and for those who have children out of wedlock, we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala build those children up to be beautiful individuals and be leaders in our community. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favor us all. We ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our transition a successful one. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. وأقيموا الصلاة.